Now, John, we have one theist on the line already, Benjamin, which you may or may not have talked to before, says that the people who go to church don't have any idea what the Bible is even talking about. I'd love to bite into this particular conversation. Benjamin, can you hear us?
Yeah. How you doing?
Doing good.
Hey there,
Thanks for
Ben.
calling, Benjamin. Benjamin, can you elaborate a little bit on what your thesis is?
Yeah, so I went to church earlier today. I do go to church and I do believe in God, but as far as the Trinity and stuff, I don't believe in that because that was added a lot later, which was kind of a bone to pick anyway because they claim that the Trinity's always been. I'm like, no, it hasn't. And in fact, when Jesus was alive, Christianity didn't even exist. You know, they was all polytheists. But yeah, I mean, it's and I brought this up to them, and I also brought up the fact that they cherry picked the Bible because they picked and chose what they wanted to put in it, and the rest they tried to burn and destroy, and they saw as heresy. And which honestly, a lot of you people have told me that my views are mainly heresy, but I'm a Gnostic. And that hasn't existed in several hundred years anyway.
So I think that's what we're interested in talking about. So let's get into that a little bit. John, what were you going to say?
Oh yeah, I mean, I was just going to ask Benjamin, like, how do you know what is the true teachings of God or the true nature of God or whatever particular aspects of God that you say that you believe in or you think you know? How do you know those things?
Yeah, well, I mean, so experience is necessarily first person, right? So I go off experience, knowledge, and life experience, but I can't demonstrate any of that to you. However, the problem that I went into with a lot of theists that I deal with is that either they don't actually know their Bible because the preachers don't preach from it, and I mean they pick a verse, but they don't preach the whole. You know, they don't teach the actual Bible is the issue. And, you know, like in my church,
I'm not sure they answered the question. Maybe I didn't hear it. I think what John was asking is, how do you know that your understanding of the Bible is somehow like the correct understanding and that the others have it wrong?
Did we lose him?
Maybe. I don't hear him.
I don't know. Benjamin, are you there?
Apparently the demiurge took him. Yeah, he gone. He gone. He's in the swamp.
Okay.
He's in the deep swamp of Alabama. Okay. Fair enough. One of the alligators got a hold of him. And Benjamin did come back. So I think Benjamin's connection is back with us. Benjamin, welcome back.
Hey, sorry, but I don't know what just happened. I was talking and then all of a sudden it disconnected for some reason. So I don't know.
I suspect just bad reception. There. It's okay. So Benjamin, I think what Godless Engineer was asking, which I was looking for an answer to still, is you're reading the Bible, you're coming up with an interpretation of the Bible, and you're saying that your interpretation of the Bible is somehow superior to others. What's the measuring stick, or what's the tool that one could use to come to the conclusion that your interpretation is somehow better than somebody else's interpretation?
Well, so I'm not going to make the mistake of what the church tried to say and say faith, because that doesn't work. But I would say personal experience, just experience in general, knowledge, you know, discovery, personal experience, that kind of thing.
If I can ask, what kind of personal experiences are you talking about? Like, I will start there. Like, what personal experience of yours has convinced you of your particular interpretation of your God?
Well, just that's kind of a complicated question to get into. Sorry, I got a puppy. But basically, I've been burned and it didn't hurt me. I've been hung. I've been shot. I've literally died a few times and came back. Been medically dead and came back. I guess I should say.
Are we talking to
I've
Rasputin?
been around a very long time. And,
Are you Rasputin?
No, but that is a good joke.
I mean, I was being half serious the way that you talk about yourself surviving being shot, hung, and all that. Like, that's what Rasputin went through, if I'm not mistaken there. I think he was also poisoned and maybe drowned as well, but there's time.
Oh yeah, people tried to drown me and I almost drowned, so that yeah. I don't know if I was ever poisoned or not.
I mean, would you really know if you're immune to it and it didn't kill? I mean, was there anybody surprised after you having a meal? Sorry, we're getting off in the weeds. That's my bad.
No, I mean that's like when I was medically dead. I mean, basically everything went black. My hearing cut off. My senses.
Your what got cut off?
And then,
His hearing.
Your hearing cut off. Okay.
Yeah. So my hearing cut off. My senses cut off. Everything went black. And then I just woke up in the gurney. That's pretty much. And also, let me ask you this.
So I mean, that was similar to my experience. Like, so I've been dead before, and everything went black, and then I was just out of consciousness for a time, and then I woke up somewhere else, right? But to me, this evidence, the evidence you're talking about, in my own experience, would lead one to believe that there is no God, there is no afterlife. Like, if we lose consciousness, we die medically, and then it's just blackness. It would stand the reason that there's nothing in the beyond.
Well, see, what's weird to me is I was actually standing over my body at one point, but and also I was literally standing over it. I could see my body, but then because I was in the middle of the concert.
Benjamin. Benjamin. So I get that you think that you were standing beside your body, but I'm just kind of curious how you can discern between like some kind of hallucinatory experience that you had versus. Sorry, what?
Well, so. Yeah, you're arguing, basically scientific chemicals in my brain from lack of oxygen versus a supernatural experience, right?
I mean, that's essentially.
Yeah, we know that to be the case because we can do it on purpose. We can cause it through DMT, psilocybin, deep brain stimulation. We can produce the exact same experience that you're referring to.
Well, see, I also have remote viewing, which is basically the ability to use my brain to look and see like stuff that I'm not there physically looking at, but I can see, stuff from a distance. And I use my brain to remember, details of it. Like you could.
Can you do it right now?
Photographic memory, I guess. But,
Can you do it right now?
Possibly.
Sure. Can you do a remote viewing and tell us something that's in Godless Engineer's room or something that's in our room that's not on camera?
Well, I could try to do that.
Sure.
I mean, that's, I don't know if I'd be able to. I mean,
you might convert both of us.
How long would that take? Like, is it like a long process of you like meditating and like trying to view
it just takes concentration, clear my mind, and then I can basically just go pretty much anywhere. And
so I'm gonna give you an item. Let me know if you can come close to determining what it is. Just to the left of me on my desk, I have a very, very specific item on my desk shelf. It can't be confused for anything else. There's nothing like it that you would find in an office that would be similar. So, I like any description, even remotely close to what this thing is, I'd be willing to accept that you are viewing it remotely. Want to give it a shot? Tell me what's just to the left of me.
Is it a metal triangle?
Not really. It's metal.
Is it metal?
It is metal.
Is it, let's see, I'm trying to see it. Sorry. Let's see. Is it an upside down cross?
No, I'm sorry. Completely different category. It's not a cross.
That's what I got. Yeah. I knew it's some kind of safe, right?
It's not a safe.
Is it like a
shape?
No, I said a safe. It's like a.
Oh,
is it like a?
The shape I would give it is more of a polygon.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking that. I knew it was something. I knew it was metal, but yeah. So that's kind of how my stuff works. I mean, I can visualize.
It didn't work. No, Benjamin, it didn't work. You just scattershot a bunch of shit towards Justin's way, and then none of it worked out. And so now you're like, so yeah, that's how it works. It's impeccable. I got it.
I mean, to be sure, I just want to make sure we're clear on this.
I thought it was a triangle, but it's a polygon.
Well, to be sure, all of us have a metal rectangle in our office. It's typically what our computer is housed in. That's not what I was referring to. So I would need something more specific than like a metal. Oh, it certainly isn't a triangle. What I'm referring to.
Right, but I mean, so I thought you meant I thought you meant something in your womb.
It is. It's in the room with me.
You said in your womb, right?
Well, I'm in my office right now. So the room that I'm in has a metal device. But I wouldn't describe it as rectangular. Well, it's definitely a polygon.
That's a computer, right? I mean.
Well, that's the thing.
I wasn't trying to say computer. I thought you meant something like that was next to you.
I specifically picked something that wasn't a computer because I assumed that you might guess a computer since it's going to be in all of our rooms since we're talking on a computer, right? So the item that's sitting to the left of me.
I wasn't thinking computer.
Right. So the item that's to the left of me.
And I knew it was some kind of safe.
Well, it's not a safe, but it is something.
S-A-F-E. It's safe. You know, I said safe. Not
safe. S-A-F-E.
Made of metal, but I don't know.
I think he says shape.
Oh, shape. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's not a triangle.
Yeah. I mean, that was my first guess, but I knew it was metal. But remote viewing is where you can use your mind to see stuff that you're not physically looking at, which I have.
Sounds like cold reading.
Right. Yeah. So I just want to kind of cut through a bunch of this bullshit that we're kind of wading through right now, because studies have been done on remote viewing, and they've actually been detrimental to like police investigations and everything like that. There's actually never been any verified case, just like what we just witnessed here, of actual remote viewing being accurate. So what you've demonstrated here is the failing of remote viewing. You haven't been able to remotely view a thing. Like, I'm holding something in my left hand right now, and you're definitely not going to be able to guess what it is, because nobody would be able to guess what I'm holding right now. But if you think you can remote view and guess it, give you a second shot here, go ahead, do it.
Well, I have actually remote viewed plenty of stuff. And I also have been able to look at people and know what they went through without even me asking them. For example,
Well,
when I was in
Could
the
you answer my question? We're closer like physically, I'm closer to you than Justin is. So maybe that could be the case here for this remote viewing aspect. What am I holding in my left hand right now? Can you remote view come into this?
I'm in Alabama.
Huh?
I thought y'all was both in Texas.
Nope, I'm in Alabama.
Oh,
shit, you guys might be neighbors.
No, we're not neighbors, but
How do you know?
let's see. Because I live in a small town. I know. Well, actually, it's interesting you bring that up because I've been here for over 40 years, and people don't realize how long I've been here. So that's kind of an interesting thing. But what else?
So let me just real quick, Benjamin. The reason why we're kind of testing you a little bit on remote viewing is because the way a lot of remote viewing happens is people will like guess really generic items that may or may not plausibly in a room, kind of like cold reading a crowd. In order for remote viewing to be validated, we would need like a specific instance, like there's something in my left hand. What is in my left hand? Or like that would be really good proof is if you actually gave us the specific description of the item.
Okay, right. So let me ask you this. So if I was in a room, right, and somebody was walking down a stairway to the room, and I could guess, I say girl with glasses, and it's a girl with glasses, and then I say, your bicycle accident, your wound on your right shoulder is going to heal, and she has a wound on the right shoulder from a bicycle accident that just happened. And there's no possible way that I could have known any of that because I couldn't see who was coming down the stairway, right? So if I'm able to do stuff like that, does that count?
That's what we're asking, right? Because like you're telling us something that you already did in the past that we have no way to investigate. That's why we're asking you to do it now, right? Because I can easily say, listen, John, I'm not God, but I do have magical powers. In fact, just last week I went outside and I made all the rocks in my backyard levitate. Now, listen, that would be really cool if it was true, but the reality is John has no way. John doesn't have a way of testing that. That's just a story that I told, right? So the only way for us to come to the point where we believe you that you can remote view is if you can demonstrate it in real time.
Well, let me ask you this. If somebody has atmokinesis, okay, how could they tell whether that person is facing a storm or the storm is coming naturally? Right, so because you could have
hold on. What? No, well, hold on, Benjamin. I'm confused. Did you say telekinesis?
I said atmokinesis, but what you described would be
atmokinesis. What is that? Right, and that's the ability to control storms.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Atmokinesis is the ability to control the atmosphere with your mind. So I want to make sure we heard you correctly. Are you saying you can control the weather with your mind?
Well, I mean, even if I could, I couldn't prove it because people would just pass it off as natural occurrences.
I would believe you right now. Listen, if you can make it rain outside of my house right now, I'm looking out a window right now. If you can make it rain out there, I'm joining your cult right now. I'm signing up.
I've got a money gun in here, so I could definitely make it rain in one kind of way. But yeah, that sounds like a Marvel superhero power. That's Storm from the Marvel. Are you fucking with us? Like I feel like you're fucking with us, Benjamin. Are you fucking with us?
No, I'm just saying. Like if I was able, I mean, I'm just giving an example. If I was able to control the weather, nobody would be able to discern that from natural occurrences, right? I mean, let's say,
Benjamin. If it's unfalsifiable, then that makes it a pretty shit claim, right? Like, there's no way for us to falsify whether or not you've been able to use your mental powers to conjure a storm. We're never going to be able to verify or not verify it.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that, but I would say that there would be certain steps that you would have to take to verify it. Because let's say, for the sake of argument, that I did make it rain, then you could just say, "Oh, it just rained by natural occurrences," right? But if I'm able to do that repeatedly and make it rain in the location where I'm at, then, which, for the record, usually it has to be where I'm at. So, like right now, I'm in my town and it's cloudy all over, and it's about to start raining here, but generally it's stronger where I'm at than where I'm not at. So right,
but that's what we're saying. Benjamin, that's what we're saying, right? We're saying we would give you the benefit of the doubt. Like I'm charitable enough. I will give you the benefit of the doubt if you can make it rain where I'm at right now. Like I told you, I'm not lying to you. I'm not going to say it was through natural causes. I'm saying you do it right now, and I'm a believer.
Well, that's,
Benjamin, do you prefer silver or gold? I can make an idol in either one.
I don't really care which one, but what? Well, I mean, you're not really supposed to make idols anyway, right? But I mean,
I'm not a Christian. I'd be following whatever your cult is, not the Christian cult, right? So I guess it's like the new rain cult, I guess, weather cult.
It's Baal, but.
You're Baal. Okay, so we're talking to Baal. Cool.
Well,
are you the rider on the clouds?
Well, huh?
Okay, so
he's the rider on the storm.
Oh.
Damn, Benjamin. Benjamin. We've kind of run the gambit here today because we started off asking you, hey, how can you verify that your interpretation of your religion is the correct one and everybody else is wrong? And now we're on, I have Marvel superpowers that can control the weather. I'm basically Storm of the X-Men.
I never said that.
I'm sorry. Didn't you just say that you can do it?
I said
you can't control the weather.
I didn't say I could.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. You were talking like you could. Anyways, can you please just, maybe we can recenter this before we have to go, and maybe we can get back to the original question that you still have yet to actually answer, and that's how do you discern that your beliefs about your God are true and every other Christian that goes to church, at least, is wrong?
Okay. Well, if I was just to throw this out there, if I was to tell you that where you're at is going to rain later today, would that be a prediction if I have no way to know where you're at, if it's going to rain?
You could just watch the weather report, Ben. Fuck.
Yeah, so like a future prediction of like sometime today it's going to rain, I don't think is interesting. Like I need you to do it right now while there's no rain clouds overhead. That would be interesting. But also keep in mind that I don't think that this is unique because there are people in other religions who claim to do the same thing. So like I'm aware that to you, it sounds like super convincing that like, hey, I have a power because my God is real. But like, if you have this power and there's other people like in the Hindu faith who have the same power, then the best you can possibly do is say that all of the gods are real.
Well, I mean, you kind of splitting hairs with that, but what would be a good, what would count as a good prediction in your mind?
Tradition?
Right? So it has to be specific, and it has to be something that would not be generally possible, right? So if I say something,
Ben, what Justin is asking for here is for you to literally snap your fingers like fucking Thanos right now, cause it to rain at his location, and then snap your fingers again like Thanos and cause it to stop raining.
I don't know where he is. It's kind of hard to make it rain someplace if I don't know where it's at.
But God does. God knows where I'm at.
Yeah.
You don't have to know. Just like you don't have to have literal control over the weather. Your deity gives you that control, right? So like you don't actually need to know where I'm at.
What?
I mean, you were able to astral project into my office apparently earlier, kind of, except it didn't work. So, like, you know, you can figure it out.
Okay. Well, just to give y'all an idea, if I was a god, you know, if I was, you do realize it's not a good idea for the human race to test my patience, right? Because I'm not going to
We're testing your patience, Benjamin. What are you going to do about it? I'm standing here with my hands up in the air. Cause it to lightning. Become Thor. Come on, right now. I'm testing your patience. Let's do it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm literally drinking holy water while I blaspheme God.
You're drinking water. It's not holy water.
It's in a bottle that says holy water.
You're drinking water. No,
How do you know it's not holy water?
It's not. We don't even believe in holy water. What?
Well, you do.
How do you know it's not holy water?
What I was saying, even if I could make it rain where you're at, you can still just disprove it as scientific. Why? Because you.
No,
you
I told you I wouldn't.
Scientific explanation.
No, I already told you if you make it rain right now where I'm at, I won't blame it on science or nature. I'll believe that you did it.
Is there clouds where you're at?
No, that's why it'd be so believable. That's why I keep saying if you make it rain right now, I'm joining your cult tomorrow. I'm burning down all my silver and gold.
You know, Ben, what it's coming across as right now, it's like, well, I have this atmospheric like power to make it rain as long as I know what the weather is. I can predict the weather, and I know what your weather report is.
The weather is. I can literally. I mean, atmokinesis is being able to make it rain whenever, but I still have to know where the guy is at so I can make it rain there. I can't.
But Ben, you literally said, can I make a vague prediction that it will rain at some point around you in the future? And like, that's apparently supposed to be some kind of magic thing. I also want to point out, Ben,
now does it?
Ben, I want to point out that Deuteronomy 18:10-12 explicitly prohibits you from practicing divination, sorcery, and any other kind of magical X-Men shit.
That's bull.
Is it? Oh, no. Quick check. Yeah. Justin, am I wrong about that?
I'm aware.
No, I know what it says. And it doesn't.
Okay.
That I'm excluded from that.
Oh, you're special.
Why?
What? Yeah. Thank you, hon. Why?
That verse. Well, I mean, have you ever dealt with a set of witch trials?
A set of what?
Why do you think people burn them at the stake?
Witches? Is that what you said?
In Salem, Massachusetts, when they did the witch trials, they used
just a second, Benjamin. We're trying to figure out we're trying to figure out what you just said before you move on.
Yeah. So
before you started talking about Salem witches,
the witch trial or the verse.
The witch trials. Okay. So the Salem witch trials,
so a
bunch of scared men decided to burn women at the stake because they were afraid of them. What does this have to do with it? Like, or how does that factor into you being excluded? Because you're not a woman?
No. That's not what I meant. I was just bringing up the fact that they used that verse at the Salem witch trials. The reason I'm excluded would be because I don't fall into that category that the verse is for. So that's why I'm excluded. But also,
wait, hold on, can you say that again?
I heard category roses. Can you say that?
No, category of so the category of people that was written for, I don't fall under. That's what I said. That's why I'm excluded.
Which is.
But also to bring this up,
no, because you're not a witch, you're a warlock.
Well, I mean, I'm a guy.
I feel like that's a distinction without a difference there, Benjamin.
Warlock, but
you're a god?
That's what you just said. I'm a god.
Did you say I'm a god? Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Can I ask a question for you, Benjamin? Because I'm really deeply intrigued by the idea that you have a unique interpretation of the Bible. And we spent a little bit of time trying to determine why we should care about your interpretation, but I don't know if we're going to make a lot of room there. I think we've demonstrated what we need to there, but I'm trying to figure out, I'm curious, what is your unique interpretation of the Bible that nobody else has that we should know about?
You really want to know?
I'd be glad to know, yeah.
Well, the human race killed Jesus and slaughtered him, and then the Catholic Church made him this high guy, added the Trinity, burned half the books and the manuscripts that told history of it, and now they sit there in their temples and they say, and they have different interpretations of crap, and they argue amongst themselves, and you're going to end up destroying yourselves anyway. And they sit there and say, "Oh, well, Jesus and God is all the same person," with this book anyway. And for the Bible was probably in the first place.
Ben, what do you fucking believe? That's what we want to know. What is your interpretation? I don't want to know what kind of like backstory you've got for, the Christian history or whatever. I just want to know what you fucking believe. Okay. Could you please tell us like what's your interpretation of your God and why is it the true one?
Okay. Jesus is not God. Jesus was a messenger. In fact, he even says it himself. And God is not all good, because if he was good, there wouldn't be evil in the world in the first place. Now, also, I'm going to add to that. In order for you to recognize good in something, you have to have something to compare it to. So no matter what amount of good is in the world, there's still going to be darkness and evil. You can't have one without the other.
So in Psalm 145, I think verse 9, it says that God is good to all. Does that not imply that he's good to everybody? And James says that.
You saying slaughtering the Amalekites was good?
No, that's what I'm saying is like there's passages in the Bible that seem to state that he is good, but when we look at his behavior, it seems pretty clear that he's not good.
Right. Well, that was my point. There you go. You asked me my opinion of God, right? Just to clarify.
Okay, so
what I think of
God. The Bible passages that say that God is good, they're not necessarily true. They're like euphemisms.
Well, they're lies. But
fair enough. We agree then. Yeah, those are lies. Yeah, the part where it says God, like in Mark 10:18, when Jesus says, "Why do you call me good? No one is good but God alone." That's just a lie. So Jesus tells lies?
I would say he's not all good if he's good at all. But
sure, I could agree. What percentage good do you think he is? Like 50% good, 20% good?
40. It's more
40%
good.
Let's just pull a number out of my ass real quick. Okay, 40.
I mean, I would lower that to maybe 20% at best, but still, I mean, that's a pretty huge admission that you're willing to say God is only 40% good and he's 60% evil. I mean,
you do realize that Gnostics, which I am technically a Gnostic, theoretically.
That's right.
Sorry,
I forgot about that.
That God was evil. I mean, I'm not going to go into the whole spirit crap, body trapping the spirit bullshit. But as far as God being evil, yeah, I definitely believe that, because if you look at the world and you look at the universe and everything else, everything is designed to kill us, not give us life.
Yeah.
Right? There's not a fountain downtown, a fountain of youth that I could drink from and stay young forever. This idea of whoever shall believe in me shall not perish but have everlasting life. that would really suck. I mean, I can tell you from experience. I mean, hell, I've been around a very long time, and I can tell you it really damn sucks. Because, like, if you think about it, if you're around for decades and you look the same, and no one knows how long you've been around, not only is your societal stuff going to be different because you've been around so long and society changes over time and you're still stuck 40, 50 years in the past, which is in my case, by the way. Hell, I'm used to the damn 80s. but
so
I mean,
I just want to put a bow on the conversation then. So you're suggesting that parts of the Bible aren't true?
Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, hell, the Bible's been altered and changed for decades, centuries.
So,
I mean, people spin on it all the time. What do you think interpretations are?
Sure. So why would you trust the Bible as opposed to the Quran or the Vedas?
Well, as far as the Tanakh and the Quran and the Bible and all these other books that explain, sort of the same stuff, I think that I could argue if you combine all of those and put all of it into one book, you might have a chance at that point if you can discern, who's who on that. However, because everything is separated and half of it has been destroyed, and like my point I was talking about earlier, the church I go to, they have no idea about the missing books. They have they know about the Book of Enoch. They don't count it as canon, and they sit there and cherry pick, and then they don't preach from the actual Bible.
Well, Benjamin, you don't have to preach to me about the apocryphal books. I agree with you. They were canonical to the early Christians. They were canonical to the church for the first 17 until the 17th century. So I'm with you. But aside from that, what I'm trying to figure out is if we have this book that is so full of errors, so full of things that are incorrect, what is the tool that we're using to figure out which parts are correct? And if a bunch of it's incorrect, why would I trust it at all? Why wouldn't I just throw it out and say, oh, this is another book of mythology?
Well, see, it's interesting you bring that up, because when I brought up that same point, they said, oh, well, the Book of Enoch and all these other books are wrong, but what we have here is right. And I didn't want to be an asshole and say, well, that's just, that's not how that works, And I knew it was a thinking error, I forget what the hell y'all call those, but I knew it was one of those, but I couldn't think of the damn name of it. So I couldn't really tell the guy what the name of it was. No. So saying that the book, that what they have is right, but the other stuff is wrong, based on their opinion. That
you say that's fallacious? Like special bleeding?
Fallacy. There we go. Equivocation fallacy, I believe. Yeah. So basically, when they said that, I was kind of done with them, because I could sit here and say, you don't have all the books, you don't have the full picture, which they don't. No one really does now, because it's too late to get it, essentially.
Sure, but we're not here to argue about that. We're not concerned about the canon. That's not something we're concerned about. We can just agree with you there and move on. But listen, we spent some time talking, and we've had Adam waiting in the queue for a while, being patient. So I want to make sure Adam gets a chance to come on and have a conversation with us. But Benjamin, you've been a lot of fun to talk to. Please do come back. It was very enjoyable for me. I hope it was enjoyable for you as well.
I mean, I had fun.
Out of curiosity, you said you're in Alabama, right? So you know how the weather is here anyway. I mean, but I don't, I was trying to help these people out by teaching them, but they have their own opinions. And really, and then they even said, oh, it just comes down to faith, which, again, I didn't want to be an ass. But that's what they literally said. They're like, oh, it comes down to faith about what you believe and yada, yada, yada. And I'm sitting here like, well, all that is opinion. You don't, all you have is
basically taking it on its word, blind faith. That's literally the definition of that.
Yeah, Ben. I
people because
well, so we can go after this, but I've got the perfect solution for you. Okay, the next time you're going to a church or something like that, and you want to convince people that, hey, I know what I'm talking about. This is like what you believe is wrong, and what I'm about to tell you is right. What you need to do: raise your hand up in the air, snap, cause lightning to like fire off all around you, and then unsnap, and then have an eclipse go across the sky, and then snap again, and you're like, believe me, motherfucker. And then they probably will. They'll start worshiping you. I mean, if you are the real world Marvel's version of Storm, then that should be an easy thing to do. You could top it off by remote viewing and being like, oh, I totally see what, somebody is doing in the house down the street. And then, they'll believe you. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but there would be no way to put that. And then even if I had lightning go all around me with clouds and storms and everything else within a few minutes, they still would just dismiss it. I mean, I think these people are so indoctrinated. Even if I did do all that stuff, it would either scare the hell out of them or they would try to kill me.
Well, right. I mean, there's one of two options there. And I mean, they either believe you or they, light your ass on fire on a stake. So, I mean, just, roll that dice, roll for initiative, bud.
Yeah. But listen, Ben, it was great to talk to you. We gotta move forward in the show, but thank you for being here, and do come back.
Yeah, I tried to call on time. I didn't know what time the show started, but it was.
Ben got raptured.
The weather might have came in and dropped his call, it seems like.
What he probably did is he flicked his finger, and that caused a storm to appear and like caused his call to drop. That's what happened. It happens to me every day.